Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta come on, guys. This has to be like...
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Hey there, everybody. Before we start learning about lightning and thunder, we have something amazing to tell you about.
We just discovered Bamboo Learning and it's awesome.
Bamboo Learning is a set of 5 Amazon Alexa skills designed to teach and entertain the kiddos. And it's fantastic. There's Bamboo Books, Bamboo Luminaries, Bamboo Math, Bamboo Music, and Highlights Storybooks.
I've learned so much already and Bamboo Learning makes learning fun.
We are always looking for ways to teach Olivia and her little brother Noah. Now that they have been home for a few weeks from school due to COVID-19, we've searched high and low for the best ways to keep them learning from home.
When we discovered Bamboo Learning, we were thrilled.
Bamboo Learning is such a great resource because it covers 5 critical learning disciplines. As a parent, there are 2 things I absolutely love about Bamboo Learning. The first is that Olivia can advance and earn badges in each of the disciplines, and the material gets more difficult as you go. This prevents her from getting bored by material that's too easy, or from getting frustrated by material that's too hard. I also love Bamboo Grove, which is a parent's dashboard you can use to track your child's progress.
Could you guess which of the 5 skills is my favorite?
I wonder if they could guess. I feel like we've gotten to know our listeners very well, and they know us too. I wonder if they could guess which of the skills is your favorite and which one is mine. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to ask you to guess which skill you think is Olivia's favorite and which one you think is my favorite on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter this week. Most importantly, we want you to check out Bamboo Learning for yourself and let us know which one is your favorite. If you can correctly guess which one is Olivia's favorite and my favorite, we are going to give you a big shout out in an episode later this month. Using Bamboo Learning is super easy. All you have to do is ask Alexa to open up the skill you want to use. Show them how it's done, Olivia.
Alexa, open Bamboo Books.
Welcome back to Bamboo Books.
That was super easy. It's now time to get curious. Enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to the Curious Kid podcast.
Hooray, it's season 4.
Isn't that amazing? We started this thing a year and a half ago, and never could have imagined the incredible journey that we were about to have. It took us 73 days to get our first 1,000 downloads, but then our little podcast started to grow, and these days, we're getting thousands of downloads each and every day.
And we have you to thank for our success.
You bet we do. And we want to thank you for supporting us and making us one of the top educational podcasts for kids worldwide. This is what we are going to do this season. Each week, we are going to give you the name of one of the cities that really supports us. This week, we are going to tell you which city has downloaded Curious Kid Podcast more than any other city worldwide.
And if you live in that city, please send us an email.
Definitely send us an email, because we want to thank you. Send the email to CuriousKidPodcast@gmail.com with a picture to show us that you live in that city. You can be holding a local newspaper or be wearing a school t-shirt from that city. You get to decide how to show us you are from that city, so be creative. If you email us with a picture to show us you are from the city of the week, we will give you a preview of an upcoming episode before anyone else gets to hear it. Not only that, but we are going to send something cool to one of the listeners that emails us each week.
We are going to do this each week of season 4.
That's 25 episodes. So we are going to reveal the 25 cities that have downloaded our podcast more than any other cities in the whole wide world. So stick around until the end of the episode to find out which city has supported us more than any other. Before we get to this week's topic, one more thing.
Mailbag.
Mailbag! This week's mail is an email we received back in July of 2019, and this is what it says. Dear Olivia and her dad, our names are Abigail, age 9, and Genevieve, age 6, from Adelaide, Australia. We have recently discovered your podcast and love to listen to it with our mum and dad, especially just before bed. Your podcast has got us curious about lots of things. So here are just a few things that we'd like to suggest to you. Curious about socks, curious about lightning, curious about weather, curious about childbirth. Keep up the great work and thanks for letting us send through our suggestions. From Abigail and Genevieve, with a little help from Mum Natalie.
Thanks for the great suggestions, Abigail and Genevieve.
And thanks for supporting us all the way from Australia. It means so much to us. You may be wondering which of their wonderful suggestions we are getting curious about. What are we getting curious about this week?
This week we are getting curious about lightning and thunder.
That's awesome! I bet lightning and thunder are really interesting.
I love learning about the weather. It's something that I think is very interesting.
I'm with you there. What excites me even more is that we have a special guest to help us learn more this week.
His name is Greg and he's a meteorologist.
That's a long word. Exactly 13 letters long. I wonder what it means.
A meteorologist is a weather expert and can predict the weather.
We are so lucky that Greg is going to help us learn about lightning and thunder. So, I remember learning something about lightning and thunder when I was younger, and I always wondered if it was true. I learned that you can tell how far away lightning is by counting the seconds after you see the lightning and before you hear the thunder, and that each second that passes equals a mile of distance between you and the lightning.
For example, if you see lightning and then you hear the thunder 5 seconds later, the lightning strike was 5 miles away.
I was told that it was that way because it takes time for the sound to travel. It just all sounded too perfect for me, that a second of time would conveniently equal 1 mile.
The question of the week is, can you figure out how far away lightning is? By counting seconds between lightning and thunder?
Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta come on, guys. This has to be like...
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
This podcast is sponsored by Skylight Calendar. Let's be real. Running a household can be exhausting and chaotic. And finding the perfect Mother's Day gift, it's not exactly a no-brainer. Until now. The Skylight Calendar is the best way to organize the family and give everyone, especially mom, some peace of mind to enjoy the things that matter most. The Skylight Calendar is a smart, touchscreen calendar that keeps track of and manages the chores, dinner planning, groceries, and to-dos for the whole family. The Skylight Calendar automatically syncs each family member's digital calendars and displays them all together on one color-coded touchscreen. It even doubles as a digital picture frame, so you can finally share all those special moments that are just sitting on your phone. As a limited-time offer for our listeners, get 15% off your purchase of a Skylight Calendar when you go to skylightcal.com/easy. That's SKYLIGHTCAL.com/easy. Get 15% off your Mother's Day purchase now at skylightcal.com/easy.
Thankfully, Greg is going to help us get to the bottom of this and let us know if it's true or not. So let's learn about lightning first. What is lightning?
Lightning is a flash of electricity made by a thunderstorm.
And lightning could be very dangerous. In fact, lightning hurts more people every year than hurricanes or tornadoes. I remember this one time, about 10 years ago, that your mommy and I went for a walk to get ices in this summer. It took us about 20 minutes to walk to the store. On our walk back, we got stuck in a very sudden thunderstorm with lots of lightning and thunder. It was a scary experience. We ran back to the house and got home safely. I think we both had a new respect for the power of lightning and thunder that day.
Lightning is formed by an electric current.
What happens is that there are raindrops in the clouds. When they freeze and bump into each other, they cause an electric charge. Positive charges, or protons, gather at the top of the cloud, and negative charges, or electrons, gather at the bottom of the cloud. This causes a positive charge to build up on the ground below. When the positive charge from the ground tries to connect to the negative charge at the bottom of the clouds, lightning strikes.
Lightning is super duper hot.
That is an understatement. Lightning can be as hot as 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit or more.
That's 6 times hotter than the sun.
That's incredible. How long and wide is a lightning strike?
It can be very long, even as long as 90 miles long, but it is very thin.
Researchers believe that lightning is generally less than an inch wide.
Florida gets more lightning than any other state.
That's for sure, and it's not even close. Of the top 15 counties in the United States for lightning strikes, 14 of them are in Florida. The area between Orlando and Tampa is even called Lightning Alley.
Can you have lightning without rain?
You can, although it's pretty rare, especially where we live. It's more common in the western states and can frequently result in dangerous wildfires. So, there's a reason why we started with lightning first, and now we will learn about thunder.
It's because thunder cannot exist without lightning.
When lightning strikes, it actually forms a hole in the air called a channel. After the lightning is gone, the air rushes back into that space and causes the sound of thunder.
Thunder is a really good warning to find a safe place to wait until the storm passes.
In just a minute, Greg is going to let us know where are the safe and dangerous places to be during a thunderstorm. What if I asked you how close you have to be to lightning to see it? Or if I asked you how close you have to be to thunder to hear it? Which one do you think you can experience from further away?
I think I'll be able to hear the thunder from further away.
It actually turns out that in perfect conditions, you can see large lightning strikes from almost 100 miles away. With thunder, you generally have to be no more than 15 miles away to hear it, and even less than that if you are in a noisy area. Okay, before Olivia interviews Greg, we have a super fun experiment for you to try at home.
All you need is a fluorescent light bulb and a rubber balloon.
As we always suggest, do these experiments with a grown-up. So this is what you do. Turn off the lights to make sure the room is dark. Rub the balloon on your hair for a few seconds.
Daddy, maybe I should do this because I have more hair.
Thanks for reminding me. You would definitely be better for this. As you rub the balloon on your hair, you are charging the balloon with static.
Then if you hold the balloon near the end of the light bulb, the bulb will light up.
It's amazing. The static electricity you created with your hair will light up the light bulb. Give it a try and let us know if it worked for you. Okay, I want to give a big welcome to Greg Pollock, a meteorologist with News 4 San Antonio.
Greg, thank you so much for joining us on Curious Kid Podcast. Why did you decide to become a meteorologist?
Why did I decide to become a meteorologist? Well, really, at a young age, ever since I was 5 or 6 years old, I was very interested in the weather. If it was snowing outside, I would wonder why. If it was raining outside, I would wonder why. I would always be interested in, the workings of the atmosphere. And I think that actually the moment that I said to myself, I really wanted to become a meteorologist was when I was in 6th grade and Hurricane Floyd was going up the eastern seaboard. And it actually closed school for 2 days, and it wasn't even snowing outside, so I kind of was pretty interested at that point in why school was closed and it wasn't snowing outside. So I was glued to the TV, the Weather Channel. I was watching the Weather Channel. I was watching all these other meteorologists on TV. And after a while, after the end of the storm, I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do with my life. I would love to become a meteorologist.
What are the safest and most dangerous places to be in a thunderstorm?
Oh, that's a great question. The safest place to be during a thunderstorm is inside any kind of large enclosed structure. A big building with plumbing and electrical wiring. These include maybe a mall, a school, an office building, or a house. If lightning strikes the building, the plumbing and the wiring will conduct the electricity and eventually direct it into the ground. Now, if you're not near any kind of big building, then any kind of enclosed metal vehicle, such as a car or a van or a school bus, that will be a great alternative to a big building. You don't want to be outdoors under a tree, under an umbrella or on a porch. Any kind of building with exposed sides are definitely not safe. You just want to get indoors to that enclosed structure with plumbing and electrical wiring.
Is it true that lightning never strikes twice in the same place?
Oh yeah, you've heard that phrase many times before, that lightning never strikes the same place twice. But actually, it's an incorrect statement, because lightning, in many instances, has struck the same place more than once. An example of that is actually the Empire State Building. That gets struck dozens of times throughout the year. Now, in a central location, away from any kind of buildings, if a place does get struck by lightning, the odds are it won't get struck by lightning for many, many years to come, but it's not impossible. So the phrase, lightning never striking the same place twice, is incorrect, which it could over the long run.
And now for the question of the week. Can you calculate how far lightning is? By counting out seconds before you hear thunder? And each second equals 1 mile?
Oh, that's an awesome question. Now, it's not exactly true. It's not exactly 1 second equals 1 mile. It takes about 5 seconds for the sound of thunder to travel 1 mile. So if you see a flash of lightning and say you count 10 seconds until you hear the thunder, you'll need to divide by 5 to determine where the storm is. And in this case, it'll be about 2 miles away. So it's not exactly true, but it's close.
That was amazing. We are so lucky that Greg was able to share his knowledge with us. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check Greg out on News 4 San Antonio. Before we wrap this up, we want to share a recent review with you. We appreciate everything all of you have done to support us. Olivia and I always talk about how overwhelming the love and support has been over the last 18 months. If you haven't done so already, you can help us out so much with just a minute or two of your time if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever site or app you use to listen to us. It really helps us get discovered by new, listeners. Check out this review we recently received from Crossley Crazies with the title, I Use in the Classroom. The review says, as a substitute teacher, I've definitely gotten hooked on this podcast. I've noticed when I play it in the classroom, the students are actually engaged and actively comment about what they learned. The President episodes are a winner too. Kudos to the CKP gang.
What an amazing review. Thank you, Crossley Crazies.
It really amazes us that teachers are using Curious Kid Podcast as part of the curriculum. We have received lots of great feedback from teachers that have used us in their classrooms, and we can't thank you enough.
And thanks for loving the President episodes too.
Absolutely. The President episodes have been a huge success so far. And yesterday, we learned about the 26th President, Theodore Roosevelt. Did you know that the teddy bear was named after Theodore Roosevelt? There is actually a great story about why the teddy bear was named after him. Check out our mini episode on Theodore Roosevelt to learn more. Each of the President episodes are less than 10 minutes long and have tons of interesting information about our presidents, so check them out. Now, let's reveal the #1 city worldwide that downloads Curious Kid Podcast more than any other city.
Thank you, Sydney, Australia.
Isn't it crazy that Sydney supports us more than any other city worldwide? We love Australia. We have so many listeners there, and they love interacting with us. Lots of our followers on social media, lots of our emails, and lots of our reviews come from Australia. A big virtual hug to all our listeners in Sydney.
Don't forget to send us a picture to show us that you are from Sydney if you are listening.
And send us that picture to CuriousKidPodcast@gmail.com, and we will give you access to a full upcoming episode before anyone else gets to hear it. And one of you will even get something special mailed to you from the podcast. You have until next week's episode is released to send the email to us. Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's podcast, episode 79 on Lightning and Thunder.
Great job, Olivia. Thanks to Abigail and Genevieve for the awesome suggestion. Thanks to Greg for being an amazing guest and teaching us more about our topic. Thanks to the Crossley Crazies for the heartwarming review, and thanks to all our listeners in Sydney, Australia. We love you. By the way, it's not too late to get your city into our top 25. So if you want your city to get a shout out this season, tell your local friends to listen to us. By the way, if you are looking for a fun new way to listen to us, check this out. If you have an Amazon Alexa at home, simply say the following: Alexa, play Curious Kid Podcasts on Apple Podcasts. If you say that, Alexa will play Curious Kid Podcast for you. Once again, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Curious Kid Podcast on Apple Podcasts. Join us for more curiosity next week as Season 4 rolls on. As always, thank you so much for listening and getting curious with us.
Best Western made booking our family beach vacation a breeze, and it felt a little like... Time to go. Okay, kids, back in the room.
You gotta come on, guys. This has to be like...
Good night. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries plus napkins plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.